Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading, and this is for the new moon. It's a bonus reading for the new moon and the solar eclipse on August the 12th. We'll feel that energy 3 days before and 3 days after, and for the eclipse up to 6 months after. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. All right. If your sun sign is not Libra, we still all have a little bit of Libra in us. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Libra in, that could give you further clarity to where this information is most prominent for you. Also, this is a general or collective reading. So generally, this is for anyone who wants to see it. Collectively, if you've subscribed, that's zero in on that energy for my readings. All right, I do have, for the underlying energy for this reading, I have the Three of Wands. So somebody wants to go on an adventure. This card sometimes can talk about an energy of... the wands represent the element of fire, and it's about, the wood wands fuel the fire. So this talks about having passionate action. And this person is standing on the precipice of change and looking over into the distant horizon here. We have ships sailing by. The water is golden because the sun is shining on it. And this is talking about someone who wants to really expand their horizons. This can talk about wanting to travel or even relocate. And sometimes it can even be like locate overseas because we have water in between the two horizons. It also can talk about communication with other people, across the world. So it could be talking about wanting to expand a business, globally, and or maybe even if you have an online business that it goes viral. And but this energy also sometimes can talk about leaving a couple and going forward single, or joining a couple and going together as one. So this is, it could have several meanings here. The energy of Libra is definitely justice coming in, and justice can just be for if you don't have any legal disputes or anything. It can be your life going really well, and that's the justice. What do they say? The best revenge is living well. If there's something there seems to be something going on here, that there's a bit of arguing at the top here. So this card also is saying you're mature enough to be married and be able to balance, the everyday requirements of being in a committed relationship, as well as being able to start a family. So you might be in that energy of wanting to expand your horizons by starting a family, or maybe you found that special someone, or maybe this has nothing to do with that, and it has more to do with business. We do have the Seven of Wands here, and the Seven of Wands is talking about you found out some information, and now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt the direction that you want to take. And so this is you standing your ground on the hill. You notice that the wand is protecting his heart, and it's also saying that he's going to protect himself. Also, this is talking about 6 other wands coming towards you with their actions. So definitely there's some energy here of being in competition and having to fight for something, for sure. This also is talking about you being on higher ground. Maybe in the past you have not been standing up for yourself in this way, but definitely now you're on higher ground, and you're standing up for yourself. That's been kind of a theme in the energy of this new moon total solar eclipse energy, is standing up for yourself, taking direction in your life, and moving forward in the way that you want to take action. So you notice that this person has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And this can be saying that, you're still straddling both energies. So these people might be a little bit surprised that you fought back, because normally you haven't. This is also talking about sometimes it can be that you're sort of in between those two realms, and like this just, I feel like this is something that you were in a hurry and it just happened. Maybe you didn't look at what you were putting on your feet because something took you by surprise. You found out this information, something like that. And then it also can talk about catfishing or copycat energy, forgery, identity theft, someone walking in your shoes pretending to be you, whether that be online or that be in the physical. So then we have in the second card here. Now I just want to explain before I continue here, because the new moon energy, this new moon is in the sign of Leo, and that Leo energy is opposed by the Aquarius energy. And that's Aquarius is directly across the zodiac wheel from Leo. So whatever your sign across from there, it does oppose that energy. But this new moon total solar eclipse is like, eclipses come in series. And the last time that we had this type of energy, like very similar to this, is an eclipse season in August of 2016 to January of 2019. So the eclipse seasons like happen in series when it's with specific signs, and then the time further back from that was February of 2008 to August of 2009. And way back, August 1998 to July of 2000. And the reason this could be significant, if you go back and you look at those time frames, it may give you some information about where this information is coming from. The competition here looks like they're adolescent, and this could go way back, depending on how old you are. That it might give you some sort of idea of what's going on. What happens is the eclipses, they happen in series, and then that season ends and it's in a different sign after that. So definitely it feels like it could have gone all the way back to 2016, or even back to 2008 or 1998. So just kind of keep those dates in mind. And we are finishing one eclipse season. That was from February 17th to March 3rd. Now, eclipse seasons last about 6 months, thinking about back to February 17th, March 3rd, what was going on in your life then, that might give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, and this is immature competition or unfair competition. This is the only card in the tarot where there's adolescents duking it out like this. And so this could be saying that you could be battling some sort of energy that happened in the past. You may or may not even be aware of it, but it may be causing issues for you now, and you're not even, you may have no idea that it goes that far back, whatever is going on with this competition. And you may not even have noticed it that much. That's the energy I'm picking up, because I feel like these people are surprised that you are actually going to fight for yourself, because you haven't in the past. Maybe it's something you're fighting for that you didn't even know you had. I don't know. It's kind of a different energy. This is usually my Mean Girls card, so normally I would just read this as there's immature competition. You think of narcissistic cheerleaders, like maybe in grade 6 to grade 10, and they're at a competition, and like they're already up there because they are on the team and they want that trophy to prove how good they are. But the problem is they can see there's another team there that's better than them, and it's obvious. And so they're kind of panicking because they want that trophy, and they're like, oh, what are we going to do? So they're thinking of ways that they can if they have to cut corners, cheat, do what they have to trip someone up, that's what they're really working on it. And if they don't succeed, the mothers in the background are pulling strings to make sure that they do. Now, the thing is that's interesting with that energy is, we all know as we mature, we start to get smarter about it. And we realize that, competition is within ourselves. Because if you can't keep your shift together under pressure, that's going to cause you bigger issues than any team out there. And so this is talking about learning from your competition and, being inspired by it rather than, trying to end the competition. And this is talking about the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is sitting out on his throne. This is someone who is, he's totally calm, yet in the tarot, all this rough water in the background represents volatile emotions, chaotic energy. There's the energy of the cup. Is talking about wanting to present a cup of love to someone. Now, the King of Cups, quite often, like the cups generally in tarot, they can represent romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. It can be love of someone or something, or even something you love to do or something you love to be. And so the King of Cups, quite often this is representing romantic love. If it is so, he does have his right foot forward and he's ready to move forward, whatever kind it is. But he recognizes that there's some sort of chaos in his life or yours that needs to be dealt with first, because he doesn't feel like the answer. He wants the answer to be yes, and he feels that with all the chaos around, it's going to be a definite no. So the energy of the King of Cups is saying, if you're in a real volatile energy right now, remain calm. Be like the King of Cups. Don't let your emotions get away on you and then, be losing it and all of that kind of energy. You want to remain calm like him. And when the opportunity arises, that's when you offer that cup of love, or you accept that offer of that cup of love. Now, the Leo energy, I said that two energies are opposing each other. It's not that much opposition really when you look at it, because Leo is, this is kind of about your individual needs as opposed to the group's needs, or like your family's needs, or what other people think you should do and what you want to do kind of energy. And Leo is a natural born leader. And so the moon being in Leo, there could be hidden illusions and secrets about them taking the lead where they shouldn't have, or, they weren't ready for it yet and they did so anyway, that type of energy. Leos sometimes will fill in the blanks, like if they don't feel confident, they'll fake it till they make it. And, they want I want my individuality to shine. I am the leader. Follow me, that type of energy. Aquarius also really, really enjoys an individuality, but they are way more open to, conversing with the group and getting, taking in their information, because Aquarius loves to process information. And so looking at things from all angles and then take that in, and then taking the group, the family, whatever into account, then making a decision. Still wanting that individuality, but more of a team player, basically. And so this is kind of the opposition in this full moon, or this new moon eclipse. And so one thing that you may be noticing, this energy can actually, because it is eclipse, not just a new moon, it can cause long-term changes, and that's particularly in romance, in your dating, hobbies, sports, like the individual things that you love to do and do with others. And it can also really show flaws that are in your current systems, and like they can be our own systems that we have made, but it also can be if we're at work, like this, noticing the systems at work aren't working properly, that type of energy. And then there's wanting to stand out as an individual, and in those two individual ways. One is a leader, and one as more of a group leader, if that makes sense. And then we have, so that's the kind of energy we're dealing with. Now, the Aquarius energy, this is the Leo energy, and this is the Aquarius energy opposing it. So this will bring out, okay, what can we do differently? What are the hidden illusions in this energy? The world, this is talking, this cycle is definitely coming to an end, because whatever is going on it's coming to the light. And that's why now, all of a sudden, now that you know what you know, you're going to do what you feel is the best thing to do. And for maybe the first time in a very long time, you're feeling like really confident. Okay, this is what the move that I need to make. So the world energy is talking about a definite ending to whatever was going on here, and that there is going to be change coming. Now, this can be talking about, it generally is saying that you have made a lot of progress within yourself, but now you've learned everything you can from this cycle, and it's time to start a new one. And it's not that usual that we have both these cards come out together like this, but this is defining it and saying that the Fool is the 0 point where you start a new cycle. And it's basically when the Fool steps out, he's taking a leap of faith. With the innocence is represented, the blank slate is by the white sun here, talking about going on your divine path and doing your best to stay on it and having faith in God's plan. And so you're moving forward in that energy. So maybe here you were losing a bit of faith in God's plan, and we're like wondering, like, is this ever going to happen for me? And maybe that caused you to be collaborating with people that are more in this energy, and you're finding out what they were doing behind the scenes, or some sort of energy like that. It's some sort of, I feel that this energy is talking about energy coming from the external forces, and it's affecting your life. And now that cycle's coming to an end, and you're off on a new beginning. You have a little bit of baggage here, but that's everything that you've learned. You can see in the last cycle, and you can see the sleeves here are very ragged, and that's talking about really being having been through it. And this isn't your first cycle, so you're not. It's not like you're starting off like totally innocent, but you're starting off with a new view of what's going on, and you have successfully completed this last cycle. Now here we're talking about wanting to get out of this rough water here. And so this rough water energy can also be like saying, like I feel like this is the king's energy, or the chaos that the king realizes is happening that would stop someone from accepting their offer. Now, it's good to remember also that the King of Cups sometimes could be representing your paternal bloodline. So your father, your grandfather, great-grandfather. It can represent, shift that they went through that was chaotic, and it's affecting you now in some way. And it also can talk about people you look up to as a father figure, like uncles, male cousins, and the energy of brothers, if you have brothers. And if it can also be someone like you could be a father, or this could be the father of your child is also involved in that energy. Now we have the moving off to calmer waters. This is representing, moving off with God, doing meditation and prayer. And you notice that there's no baggage at all with this adult and child. This is talking about healing that inner child energy, doing the inner work that you need to do through prayer and meditation, and asking God for direction here. And you notice this is the conveyor. So the conveyor can be your religion, or gurus, or priests, or whoever you look up to that you go to for counsel, spiritual counsel. And this is talking about moving off and having to dig deep into your fears to be able to move this energy forward. That's the conveyor has to really push hard to get into the mud to get this boat off. and going. But this is going to get you out of your mind, and this energy definitely is coming to an end and shifting. It's saying that you're on a new beginning. So that could involve a lot of things. That I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want clarification. If you're leaving the reading here, basically this is what it's about. Check if you want to look into those dates and just think, what was going on in my life back then? And that one in 1998, that could be like something that was happening in your parents' lives or something, like a big move or something that your parents made back then. And also look at that February 17th to March 3rd, what was going on in your life back then. That could really give you some clues as to what this is if you're saying, well, I'm not even sure what this is. Because I have a feeling you might have just found out and you only know a little bit of what really went on. All right, so we're going to clarify with my oracle. And this is Tales from the Vector. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And the numbers on the cards represent the paintings as they're listed in the gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And so I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear here, and that might give you further clarity. They say a painting paints 1,000 words. So we have Sagittarius energy here. It is feeling like you want to go on a vacation, or you want to go traveling, or you're expanding your business. There's some sort of global energy here. Sometimes this can talk about, like, if it has to do with business or something, it could be wiretaps and, like sending wire transfers and stuff globally. Like, could be commerce coming back and forth, collaborating with other people to be in business, that type of energy. The Sagittarius energy, I just want to point out, when my horoscope signs show up in the readings, I'm not talking about individual people. I'm not trying to, specifically find, it's a Sagittarius individual or anything like that. I am talking about the sign itself, the qualities of the sign. Every sign has its own strengths and weaknesses, and Sagittarius is travel and the want for adventure. It's kind of that, and about expanding, wanting to expand your business, expand your family, expand your horizons, basically. So just keep that in mind. You, in your own reading here, there could be a Sagittarius involved. Trust your intuition on that, but I just want you to understand that's not my goal. All right, we do have the superstar energy. So you're a superstar if you didn't know it. This is saying that I feel like this energy here, you might have been shocked to find out what you found out, or like, what the heck, but it is going to create a lot of harmony when you start speaking up. What about this? Like, this is what happened, and you start talking about what has been happening in the past here. It's going to create harmony in your words, and possibly harmony between other people that maybe weren't told the whole truth either, The Capricorn energy, this is the most ambitious sign in the zodiac. It's the most senior of all the pentacle energy, and pentacle energy is matters of the earth, your lifestyle, your money, etc. So this is talking about being able to see all the possibilities and the challenges, but it's also about doing it responsibly. So if people are in immature competition, or I'm just getting this energy of, I don't know, like there's something you don't know that they know, or they, and I feel like this goes way back to something that happened on the paternal side of your family. It could have been something with your great-grandfather, your grandfather, that type of energy. But I feel like you know some of it, and you're going to stand up for yourself and fight for what's yours. And then we have indifference. So this is this kind of energy, like where like it could be something that happened in a family business, or I don't know, like a bankruptcy, or it could be something like, if you look back at a major happening or someone passing in the family, could have been an inheritance or something in a will. Something is, and people are like, oh yeah, we're all in it together, we're a loving family, that type of energy. But there's something that there's indifference to your suffering, or you're missing out on it. Whatever this is, they have been, yeah, it's something that you need to look into. That's what I'm getting. And then we also have this energy of the world. We have Battlestar. Like, look at this energy. And I do not feel that this is coming from you. I feel like that the light is being shed on this, that you've been in battle, and maybe shift has been happening in your life, and you're like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't get it. You know, why is this happening this way? And it's having the courage, like, to dig deep and decide, I'm looking into this, as scary as it might be, or as much as I might be upset by it. I want to know what's going on. And so you make that effort, and also to look at yourself and say, okay, what do I need to change so I can be in this new cycle and get what I want? I want justice. I want to have a good life. Foolhardy. And that puts you on, look at this, it puts you on a foolhardy journey. In my oracle, there's 2 fool cards. The 00 is a 00. That is when you're on a foolish journey. And I feel they were foolish to think that to have expectations that they could get away with this and never ever get caught up in what they did here. There's something weird going on here. And then we have the foolhardy energy. You can anticipate a really good, strong future moving forward. This is going to give you clarity about some things that happened, I think, in your life where you're going, I was sure that I took care of that. It's that type of energy. And now we have the Virgo energy coming in. And so Virgo energy is talking about strong communication. I feel for whatever reason, you have not been receiving the communication that you needed to receive to be able to move forward. Now, that could be intentional, or it could just be like, family secrets or something going way back. In this reading, I don't see a whole lot of like cups of love and, romance. This is more about business. It's not necessary. It's about something that everybody's passionate about, if that makes sense. And so it's energy that has been directed to this for a long time, and the communication. Virgo is ruled by the sign Mercury, and it can be talking about the communication. You have not been receiving the communication that you were supposed to receive. And it is now, and now you are. And so, brace yourself. There has been a chaotic storm around you, whether you're aware of it or not. And the shift hit the fan for some people. And I feel like it kind of did for you too, but you're going to be really, your life is about to get much easier. I feel that there's something that's been going on in the background in your life, and it could have been for quite some time, where you have been, there's some information that once you have it, this communication coming in is going to be life-changing for you. It's a good reading. I feel like there's a lot of promise here. I love to see this, like the battle from the old world energy, the world that you were in, the world that you've been straddling. When this communication comes in, it's going to create harmony for you. We have that energy of going off and really finding out the information and asking God for guidance. And we have this energy of whatever this cup is. Now, that cup could be something that could have made an offer from another business overseas, or people wanting to collaborate with you, and somehow you didn't get the communication, and it's caused a lot of battle in your life. This could involve, definitely it could involve people that are in your inner circle from when you were young, and also someone that maybe you have children with, or if you're a father yourself, or your father, it could be like your paternal bloodline. And if you are married, it can also represent your spouses, like your father-in-law and his energy. So definitely something is coming out in the works. It's your sign represents justice. So if anyone's going to get justice, whatever has happened, as long as you're on the right side of the law, this is going to be a really big blessing for you. If you're on the wrong side of the law, well, that's spiritual and physical. You've been caught, or this energy has been, it's coming to light, and your life is going to be so much better for it. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, Libra. I did. It was a good reading. Lots of promise in it. I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now.